James, and I'm here today to announce my candidacy for Ambassador of the United States to Uganda. For too long, the U.S. Embassy in Kampala has been led by career politicians who betray the Ugandan people by maintaining a military relationship with dictator Yoweri Museveni. The U.S. offers hundreds of millions of dollars in support every year to Uganda's police, military, and other armed forces. This support has been used to suppress peaceful protest and abuse Ugandans and U.S. citizens residing in Uganda, including me. This does not benefit any Ugandan or any American taxpayer. I am running for Ambassador of the United States to Uganda because humanity must put an end to white supremacy. And as a white person, I recognize my responsibility in participating in this journey. My first action in office will be to defund the police and military. I will freeze all budgets to Mr. Museveni's UPDF and to the Uganda police force. If New York and Los Angeles are cutting hundreds of millions of dollars to police budgets, why shouldn't we discontinue our funding to Uganda's armed forces, which are similarly used by the state to brutalize the population? Under my administration, Mr. Museveni and his accomplices who abuse human rights will be banned from traveling to the United States. I encourage ambassadors of other nations to issue a similar blacklist in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. Previous ambassadors have maintained a de facto back-scratching relationship with Mr. Museveni. They have offered equipment, training, and financial support to his armed forces as long as he helps carry out their imperialistic business for private U.S. companies and multinational non-African corporations. My administration will implement a zero-tolerance policy to branches of the Ugandan government that abuse human rights, and we will do everything in our power to stop abusive companies from operating in this region. Defunding Uganda's armed forces will situate us well to reallocate resources. At a later briefing, I will share my plan for how we will reappropriate discretionary funds that were once earmarked for military aid. Some have asked why I am announcing my candidacy for ambassador when it is traditionally the U.S. President who appoints ambassadors who are then later vetted by the Senate. I understand U.S. presidential nominee Joe Biden will be undertaking drastic foreign policy reforms, including an overhaul to the entire ambassadorial system as an anti-corruption measure. Historically, ambassadorships have been offered as favors to political insiders and Washington careerists. As past administrations in Uganda have proven, the only qualification used to determine candidates is a knack for watered-down diplomatic lip service. Under Biden's reforms, ambassadors will be elected every 4 years by citizens of their host countries. U.S. citizens residing in those countries for more than 3 months will also be able to vote and run for ambassador. Biden's administration will finance these elections through a slash to ambassador salaries and multi-billion-dollar cuts to the Department of Defense, which Biden has recently deemed counterproductive to human survival. As we await these reforms, I urge other young progressives and anti-fascists who are U.S. citizens living abroad to run for ambassadorial posts in their host countries and join the effort to stop the imperialist wing of white supremacy. With the same spirit, I invite all Ugandans and their allies to join my campaign for ambassador. Together we can put a stop to white supremacist financing of Uganda's military and police and ensure that Uganda is safer, healthier, more free, and more delightful for all who live here.